Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another Facebook Live. And most of you will be watching the replay, which I greatly appreciate. And just super excited to be back here with you today live. Hopefully we'll get a couple people to jump on live. So while we wait, just 30 seconds or so, I do want to say thank you again very much for all of the support, the comments, everything that you have been doing to promote the F Words of Life. Several of you yesterday shared the video, which I really appreciate. Right now, I really am just trying to get the format and get you guys familiar with the F Words of Life so I can serve you first, because you're the people that I know the best, and that's what I'm really looking forward to. But I just wanted to say thank you again very much for all of the support, and I'm looking forward to another great session today. So without further ado, let's jump in. Let's do a quick recap. Over the past couple of days, I gave you an overview of all 7 F Words of Life. And then a couple of days ago, we jumped into the fundamentals. So at the core, the fundamentals are your self-care. So if you didn't see that video, I do encourage you to go back and watch that and make sure that you're keeping up with these series of videos so that I can help you grow in every area of life. And so the fundamentals is what we went through first, right? That's our foundation, that's our core. Right on top of our foundation is faith. That's what we went through yesterday, the second F word of life, faith. And so that really is our ability to co-create with the universe and manifest the life that we really want. And that's really what is at the core of everything in the 7 F words of life, okay? Now, it's great if we want to manifest the life that we really want, and even if we start doing that, but if we don't have our health, which is our third F word of fitness, we aren't going to be able to live our highest and best life. So I want to define fitness specifically as really just living a healthy life, right? Having as much physical energy as you can possibly have. Hello to you guys that are online. Thanks for being here live. I see Jenna, I think Michelle's on, so thanks for being here. If you have questions or comments, put them in as the video goes. And even if you're watching the replay, if you have questions about anything I say, feel free to add them to the comments, because I do go back and read all of the comments and respond, and I love doing it. So great to see you, Michelle. Love it. Thanks for being here. Okay, so we're going to talk about fitness as energy. Now, one of the first core principles that I want to talk about is just energy in and of itself. Energy doesn't happen magically to us. We actually have to generate energy. It's not like if we just sit around and, we just go, okay, I feel so lethargic and I feel lazy and I just wish I would feel energized. It doesn't work that way. We have to create the energy for ourselves. And so there's a few ways that we're going to talk about that. Few just core fundamental basics. Now, I do want to put the disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a physician, I'm not a personal trainer. This is just, again, from my personal experience and my coaching over the past 15 years, just life coaching and business coaching people. And also my own studies, my own learning about how can I be at my optimal health, even if I'm not at my perfect health. Because I do struggle, to be honest and to be completely transparent, with this F word specifically. And so I understand the trials that go along with the consistency of having a fit and healthy life. But I want to go through 3 specific things today, and then we'll go through a bonus 4th thing. If you see something moving behind me, it's my cat. He's decided to join us today. So he wants to learn about fitness as well and living long in his 9 cat lives. So the first thing of the 3 that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about being hydrated. So what is your water intake specifically? Not other fluids, water specifically that you're intaking on a daily basis. Depending on which article you read in Google, we're made up of anywhere between 55% and 60% water in our entire body. That means over half of our body is water. So do we think that that's important to our overall energy and our physical health and our fitness? 100%. And so if you don't have a specific practice where you're tracking the amount of water that you drink on a daily basis, I really highly suggest it. One rule of thumb, and again, you can do your own research on this and adjust to what feels good in your body. by measuring it and tracking it. But one rule of thumb is to take your body weight in pounds, cut that in half, and drink that much water in ounces. So we'll do a really, really simple example. If you weigh 100 pounds, half of that is 50, so your goal would be 50 ounces of water a day. If you weigh 200 pounds, it would be 100 ounces of water a day. Now, one caveat that I'll add is if you drink coffee or other dehydrating liquids like wine, I enjoy my red wine, as my friends and family know, you may want to actually increase it even more than the 50% of your body weight in ounces. But it's a great rule of thumb, it's a great goal to set, and so one thing to do would be tomorrow, depending on which one of these actions you want to take from today's talk, you may want to just track tomorrow just your normal intake without trying to increase it. Where are you at? What's your baseline? Maybe you're already knocking this out of the park. If you are, great. You can check that off and move on. But definitely our water intake is very important in our energy, because if we're not fully hydrated, that can lead to headaches, fatigue, and a lot of other things. So first core piece of the puzzle under fitness is your water intake. The second thing is your food. And you guys all know this. I'm not going to do a big nutritionist speech here because, again, I'm not a nutritionist. We know what we should be eating and what we shouldn't be eating. We know that we shouldn't be going through a drive-through and eating fast food 3 times a day. Probably not going to set us up for optimal fitness and health. And so, again, this is about making conscious choices. I'm not into, depriving myself of things that I enjoy. I really love good cheese and French fries. I eat that probably a couple times a week, to be quite honest. But I don't eat it every day, every meal. I also eat a lot of salads. I learned from somebody multiple years ago, like if you can just start your meal with a salad, you're less likely to eat everything else, and you've got that good vegetables or fruit, because fruit salad works as well, in your system first before you consume anything else. So the big thing with food, I'm not going to belabor this one because you guys know, and your body types, there's all kinds of research out there depending on if you want to look at your blood type. There's, diets, and I don't necessarily believe in diets, I believe in lifestyle, making good choices. Food, let's talk even about what you're consuming other than water as part of your food intake. So sodas, I cut sodas out. It's been 4 months now. I've not had a single soda, Coca-Cola, whatever, pop, wherever you're in the country, whatever you want to call it. And that was just a choice I made. It was too much sugar. I noticed I was drinking more and more of it, and I was drinking less and less water, so I cut out soda. So for you, again, making a conscious choice, what do you want to put in your body, still allowing yourself to have the things that you love and enjoy, but making conscious decisions. Maybe that means if you're on the go a lot, and I mentioned the fast food analogy, and I used to be on the go a lot, you have to pre-plan your meals. So maybe that's doing something on Sunday where you pre-plan your meals. But the big thing I want you to do here is I want you to start thinking about it. Are you making conscious decisions? The third piece of the puzzle is your activity. Okay, so your physical activity. So we've gone through water, we've gone through food, and we're going to talk about activity. Now I'm going to break activity into two categories. I'm actually going to break it into inactivity and activity, and actually being active and moving. So your inactivity is your sleep. This is an activity that is absolutely critical to your fitness and to your health. You can read the studies, read the books. Arianna Huffington wrote an amazing book called The Sleep Revolution. If you don't believe that sleep is critical to your health, read her book. Get online and read some articles. Basically, what sleep allows us to do is our brain is like a supercomputer. And so when we sleep, anywhere between 6 to 8 hours per night is what most people need. Some people say 7 to 9. I'm more on the 9 hour. I like my full 8.5 hours plus of sleep. I really do. It really helps me feel energized. Now that doesn't mean that we can't function on less of that for a short period of time, but long term, sleep deprivation is used as a torture device for a reason. It literally can make you crazy because, again, our brain is like a supercomputer. So if you don't reboot your computer on somewhat of a regular basis, it starts to freeze up. It starts to have problems, right? Our brain is the same way. And so that's what I want you to think about, is when you're sleeping, you're not only rejuvenating your body, your brain is doing all types of cognitive processes in the background where it's basically taking your day and kind of reconfiguring it and compartmentalizing it. We need all types of sleep, right? We need the light sleep, we need the deep sleep, we need the REM sleep. If you don't dream, that means you're not getting REM sleep. You know, some people tell me, oh, I don't remember my dreams. Well, then I would say, well, maybe you're not getting that deep sleep, you know? You can get a tracker. I don't get, you know, money for endorsing anything, but I love my Fitbit tracker. It tracks my sleep. It tracks my quality of sleep. So I know how long I slept, and I know approximately in which area, you know, those 3 different types of sleep areas that I actually slept each night. So sleep is an absolutely critical part of your activity / inactivity during your day. Now the other piece of the puzzle is movement. So I'm not even going to talk about exercise. I want to talk about movement. Again, I love my Fitbit because it tracks my steps throughout the day. So a lot of people these days, we have sedentary jobs where we sit at a desk. We don't move a lot, and so little things that you can do to increase your movement. Set a timer for every 60 to 90 minutes where you actually just stand up and stretch and maybe walk around the office, or even go outside with a coworker or a friend and walk around the block. And that's something that you can do that's super easy, just to increase your activity and your movement in your day. It could be just starting your day with a 10-minute walk. If you have a dog, make sure you're walking your dog, right? Good excuse to go for a walk. But doing something that gives you some pleasure. We're going to talk about mindset as well in just a minute. But in terms of movement, you know, I don't like to exercise for exercise's sake. I like to have fun. So I want to do exercise that doesn't feel like exercise. So I have a good friend, she's an old client of mine. She loves doing, I'm probably going to get it wrong, I think it's jazzercise. And I have never done it, and yet it's on my bucket list. I have to try it at least one time, because she has so much joy, and she does it, you know, several times a week, and she just gets out there and moves her body, and has fun doing it. You know, if you like going dancing, that's another great way. Getting involved in a yoga class, getting involved in a local rec league for a sport that either you like or you want to try. Maybe you've never tried it. I have a good friend that he's on a softball league, and he just glows every time he talks about it. So shout out to you, Michael. I know you're at the gay softball World Series in Florida, so congratulations to him and his team. Give him a shout out. And yes, there is such a thing as a gay softball league, if you guys didn't know that, and there's a World Series going on right now. Lots of sports going on right now, which is another passion of mine. So I love talking about activity. Serena Williams is playing in the semifinals right now at the US Open. I'm going to go finish watching that after doing this. And tonight is opening night of football. So if you're football fans, thanks for being on. Thanks for watching this evening or tomorrow. But definitely looking forward to some football season. But, you know, make it fun, right? Maybe it is getting a football and just going to the park and tossing it around with a friend. But make sure you're moving your body every day. Because here's one of the biggest things, and this is something that I've personally experienced over and over and over. If I'm feeling down, which, yes, believe me, I have bad days, I have bad moments, I have bad hours, I have bad weeks, you know, in my lifetime. It happens, right? Where you're just not feeling it. You're not feeling good physically, or maybe just mentally you're feeling really down. Here's the key: move. Motion creates emotion. So if you want to generate more energy, shift your energy, and if you're having a hard time just doing it mentally, through affirmations, through your mindset, go out and move. Just go walk around the block. I don't care if you walk around the block 14 times or you walk around the block once. You will find your energy shifting, and that's what this is about. Remember, fitness is about our energy, and we have to generate that energy from the inside out. Awesome, Jenna. I can't see the whole comment. I'm going to have to read that one later, but I look forward to it. Oh, nice. You just put a property on the market. She's a real estate investor. Way to go, Jenna. That is awesome, and it is all about mindset. So that's a great segue, Jenna. Thanks for that. That wasn't planned, but I do want to talk briefly as our fourth thing today as a bonus item, mindset around fitness. You know, what's your belief? Are you really, you know, thinking like, oh my God, I don't want to go to the gym, and I feel stupid, and, you know, I don't like to exercise and all of that? Well, guess what? You're not going to go move if that's your thinking, because I've been there too, and I still, again, struggle with that. I'm human. I'm here growing and learning alongside you guys. So again, change your mindset. What do you like to do that would be moving your body that you don't even have to classify as exercise? Because if you simply got a Fitbit or some other, pedometer and tracked your steps, and you're only doing, let's say, 2,500 steps a day, and suddenly you up that to 10,000 a day, do you think that your health is going to be positively impacted? 1,000%, right? That's what we're talking about. I'm not talking about being a size 2 if you're a woman. I'm not talking about having the perfect, six-pack of abs or anything like that. It's not about that. It's about our overall health, so that we can serve others, so that we can go into these next F words of life that we're going to be talking about, our relationships, our finances, our careers, and our entrepreneurial business, and then our freedom and enjoyment of life. If we don't have our health and we don't have energy, we don't have anything else. And so it's really critical that as kind of we're building this platform, we talked about the fundamentals being your mindset and your self-care first. It kind of, that flows through all of the other 6 F words. Then we layer on top of that faith, right? We're co-creating our existence with the universe. We have the ability to change things from the inside out and actually manifest things on the outside based on what's on the inside. And then what we're putting on top of that is we have to have the physical energy to be able to do that, right? We've got to be able to, express. I think that's one thing that people enjoy, have told me in the past. They enjoy hearing me speak, hearing me do trainings, because I bring a lot of energy to it, right? My voice isn't monotone. I do move around a lot. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable doing these Facebook Lives, so hopefully I'm coming across well to you guys that you can receive this, and I'm open to any suggestions that you may have. So think about, what is your thoughts around water? What is your thought around food? What is your thought around sleep? What is your thought around activity / exercise, that bad word, right? Change it into movement, change it into activity. Create a mindset and an affirmation that I love to move my body every day. Moving my body every day makes me feel great. Whatever yours is, it's almost like take the thing that is your biggest nemesis, if you will, that biggest negative thought in your mind, and flip it around 100%, right? Just flip it around and make it something that is positive for you. Make it something that gets you excited. What's an easy way to track it? Do you write down your water? Jenna, great question. I actually have a water bottle that I use every day, this white little water bottle sitting right next to me. And I know how many ounces this is. It's something around like 22, but I just say 20. I just kind of round down because that way. And then my goal is to drink at least 5 of these a day. So I just track the number of bottles that I drink. And that's the easiest way for me. And when I'm at an office or at a job, in the past, I would just have this always and go and fill it up. And then here at home in my home office, that's the same thing. And I basically just track how many of these I drink a day. My goal, I don't weigh 200 pounds, but my goal is 100 ounces a day. I just like that round number. Like I said, I'll have a coffee, I'll have a glass of wine. I know those are dehydrating, so I extra hydrate. Do I hit it every day? No, I don't. But that's my goal. And what I found, as soon as I found kind of a method to track it, to be able to, have something, that's tangible, it was easier. There are other trackers that you can get. You can research them online. There's even like little blinky reminders that you can put on the side of your water bottle to remind you to drink water. And I've actually used those too, because I used to hate water. I actually despised the taste of water as I was growing up. And but over time, you just really, as the more you consume it, you get in the habit of it, and you'll notice suddenly, like if you haven't had your water intake for the day and you've started doing it on a regular basis, you will totally notice the difference in your body. You'll feel headachy, you'll feel fatigued, you'll feel lethargic. You won't be able to go to the bathroom as well, number 2, because it actually helps flush everything out too, which is part of fitness. So yes, we can talk about those delicate things in respectful ways, because we want all of our systems on go. Great question, Jenna. Thank you for that. All right, so as we wrap up here, again, we've built these platforms, right? We're building these layers, the foundations, faith, and today we've talked about fitness. Tomorrow I will be back somewhere, again, I'm thinking this time between 5 and 5:45. Pacific time is a good time because you guys on the East Coast, it's still before you get to bed. For a lot of you guys on the West Coast, maybe it's right as you're getting done with work. Maybe you go for a walk while you're listening to this, which would be great. Take your phone and go for a walk and listen to the live cast or listen to the replay. But I just want to thank you guys. What we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to talk about our relationships. And so that's part of why we do all of this, right? Is our family and our friends. Remember, friends are chosen family. So we're going to dive tomorrow into our relationships. We're going to talk a little bit about communication and how to actually choose the people who are around us, of how important our network is, and take your questions again. That's the reason I like you being on live. But if you are watching the replay and you do have questions, please put them in the comment box. Like I said, every evening and then the following day as well. I'm going back and looking at the comments, thanking you guys, appreciating and loving on you guys, and also answering any questions that you may have. Also, feel free to send me a direct message via Facebook Messenger, because we're all Facebook friends right now, so feel free to go ahead and do that. Reach out to me at any way that you want to. Remember, go to thefwordsoflife.com. Make sure that you've shared your email address with me. You've got a free quiz after you put your email address that you can download to go through and do a self-assessment of all of your F words of life. I'd love to hear about that too. How are you doing? Where are you struggling? Where do you need more training, more help, more tips, more tools, more techniques? That's what I am here to do, to serve you guys. So it's really been a privilege. I look forward to seeing you live tomorrow. Again, I'll post about an hour before I go live. So have your notifications on for my page. Also, make sure you like the Facebook, The F Words of Life page. It's facebook.com/The F Words of Life. The link is also in every post that I'm doing. As soon as I finish this, I go and I put the links in there for you guys to make it easy, because I will transition over to doing the Facebook Live on the F Words of Life page so that we have them all there and not on my personal page per se. So I'm going to make that transition in about a week or so. Most likely, if I can get enough of you guys on there. So we've got to make that transition over to that page, because I want to house all that there. As our community grows, we'll have a place then where people can come together and have conversations, share best practices. Like, I don't have the end-all be-all on, Jenna's question, like, how do you track water? If anybody has a great way and a great system that they've set up, or a great way that they track their activity or their mindset or their sleep or anything else, please share that in the comments. I am not the end-all be-all, and I want to learn from you too. So tell me something maybe that I haven't yet found, haven't discovered, and we can share it with this beautiful community that we're creating together. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you again for being here live, for the 3 or 4 or 5, 6 of you that were here, as well as watching the replay. I've really enjoyed seeing the comments and the loves and the likes, so please like it, please love it, however you're feeling, share it, and then also, share it with your family and friends if this is something that you think would be valuable to them. I had one friend reach out this week and ask if I could share this video with her daughter, because her daughter's not on Facebook, and so I sent it to her via email. So anything I can do to serve you guys, that's what I'm here for. I'm enjoying this, being with you, and have a great night. Let's go watch some football if that's something you're into, or go watch some tennis, or maybe go do some fitness yourself and not just watch it, right? Take it on the go. You can actually take ESPN and watch it while you go for a walk. So have a beautiful evening, beautiful night, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Take care.